ओम सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम श्रुति स्मृति पुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शंकरं लोकशंकरम् शंकरं शंकराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। ॐ अखण्डमण्डलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुदेवो महेश्वरः गुरुरेव परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव त्वमेव सर्वं गुरुदेव देव। श्री सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। ओम नमो नारायण ओम नमो नारायण ओम नमो नारायण ओम नमो नारायण। केशव हरे केशव हरे केशव हरे केशव केशव हरे केशव हरे केशव हरे केशव। ओम नमो नारायण ओम नमो नारायण। माधव हरे माधव हरे माधव हरे माधव माधव हरे माधव हरे माधव हरे माधव। गोविंद हरे गोविंद हरे गोविंद हरे गोविंद। ओम नमो नारायण ओम नमो नारायण ओम नमो नारायण ओम नमो नारायण। वैकुंठवासा नारायण वैदेही रमणा नारायण वैकुंठवासा नारायण वैदेही रमणा नारायण क्षीराब्धिशयना नारायण श्रीलक्ष्मी रमणा नारायण। ओम नमो नारायण ओम नमो नारायण ओम नमो नारायण। श्री नारायण भगवान की जय। हरि ओम। So we will chant the first sloka of Atma Buddha together. Tapobhikshina papanam shantanam vitaraginam मुमुक्षूनामपेक्षोऽयम् आत्मबोधो विधीयते आत्मबोधो विधीयते. So Bhagavan supplied some material to do meditation. We have chanted that like verse number 34. Nirguno nishkriyo nityaha nirvikalpo niranjanaha nirvikaro nirakaraha nitya muktosmi nirmalaha ityadi. And so he elaborately discussed about what is the nature of that Atma. So now our time came to do meditation. This is the third step and the last step in the journey of spiritual practices. First one we call as Sravanam. Sravanam means listening from the teacher, knowledge. The result of Sravanam is we get all knowledge. Jnana Samuparjana will happen in Sravanam only. We cannot get knowledge in meditation, knowledge in reflection. Getting knowledge in Sravana. So the first part is Sravana. How much we should do, Swamiji? They say Bhuri. Bhuri means plenty. So after Sravanam, what we should do is we should start thinking on our own. Now there in Sravanam too, teacher and student. In Mananam, student and student's mind. Here also two, but two are his only. Student and student's mind. So in Mananam, what happens, Swamiji? In Mananam, all kinds of doubts will be clarified by our own self. Because doubt is ours and knowledge we got from teacher. With the help of knowledge, we clear all doubts. This is called Samshaya Nivrutti. The result of Mananam is Samshaya Nivrutti. So here the student is very, very clear about that knowledge, what is Atma and what is Anatma. Now the final is only that student, that is called Nididhyasana or Dhyanam. The result of Dhyanam is called Jnana Nishta. Abidance in the truth. Abidance in the Brahman. So he is Brahman now after meditation. So student is ready to meditation. So before that, all this journey is there. Upanishad said, Atma vare drashtavyaha. My dear student, you must see the self, Atma. That means we don't know what is Atma. We started our journey there. That is, not knowing Atma is called ignorance or avidya. So we are in avidya. So the remedy for avidya is jnanam. Because ajnana can be removed only by knowledge, not by anything, not by karma, not by upasana, or not by any exercise. So jnanam is the solution for avidya. And this jnanam also should be repeated knowledge. Repeated knowledge means again and again, again and again, again and again, we must listen from the teacher. So repeated knowledge we must acquire from the teacher. And after that, we must think ourselves. As I said, it is called reflection or mananam, so that all kinds of doubts will be washed away. Now we are ready to do meditation. So that topic Bhagavan Shankaracharya wants to start in Atma Bodha from today. Okay. Now I want to tell very, very important point regarding meditation. Dhyana. They say meditation has two parts. We may call it as like a practice of meditation, dhyana sadhana, but it contains two wings. You say two wings are two parts. One wing they call as practice of meditation. This is also part of meditation only. It is like preparation or practice of meditation. The other wing or other part is called state of meditation. Dhyana sthiti and dhyana sadhana. In dhyana sadhana, little activity is there. In dhyana sthiti, no activity. It is a state. That's why Pujya Gurudev always says, meditation is not a verb. Meditation is a noun. There is no difference between meditator and meditation and getting some result. No, meditation is a noun. He is meditation. He is the meditator. That is the final. So to reach that state, we need some kind of preparations. Definitely we need some kind of preparations. In these preparations, some are outside preparations also we need. Bhagavan is going to tell. Some outside preparations also need. Some inside makeup is also needed. Then we are qualified to do meditation. Beautifully, Swamiji Tejomayanji explains. He says, in the practice of meditation, there are two steps. In the practice of meditation, there are two steps. Step one is withdrawal of the mind. This is the step one. Withdrawal. Withdrawal from what, Swamiji? Withdrawal from the world. Or we call as withdrawal from the anatma vastu, what you are not. So, making mind withdraw from the world is the first step in the practice of meditation. We must withdraw it. Both cannot travel together. I connect this hook to the world and the same I connect to the Brahman. It is not possible because their directions are different poles. So withdrawal is the first one. So when you withdraw your mind from the world, it will be quiet. It will be calm. Then second step is turning that mind attention towards the self. Turning that mind's attention towards the self. That is the second part in the practice of meditation. If you are succeed in these two, you are the meditator. Okay, Swamiji. Gurudev, that time Gurudev, he says, mind at meditation. So our mind at meditation. This is like, I will give one example. This is like, for example, one object is flying in the space, not in the earth gravitational field area. Somewhere it is flying, some object. So it has its own limitations or whatever, it has its own nature. When that object enters into the gravitational field of the earth, if that object enters into the gravitational field of the object, then slowly it will be under the gravitational force of the earth. So it will be pulled towards that earth and slowly it will reach the earth because of the gravitational nature of the earth. In the same way, right now our mind in the somewhere, different poles, different areas. What should we do is collect that mind and put in that gravitational field of the self, then you know what happens? Slowly it will enter into that Atma area. Slowly mind, it will loses itself. It disappears. Only the pure consciousness will remain, where no thoughts. Mind disappear means no thoughts. Mind is nothing but thoughts only. Slowly that pure consciousness, which is free from thoughts, its nature is not thinking or not thoughts, not objects, that will remain. I know. So to happen this situation, we must enter into that Atma field. We must enter into that gravitational field. It is there in our heart. Now mind is somewhere, bring it and keep it in that area, slowly it will disappear. It will disappear means thought will disappear. The pure Shuddha Chaitana will remain. That is me always. You know, this should happen in meditation. This should happen in meditation. Now Bhagavan Shankaracharya ji, starting this topic of meditation, verse number 38. Today we will see verse number 38 and 39. Both are very important to understand meditation, what it is, and who is the adhikari to do meditation, how to do also, he will tell. Repeat after me. Vivikta deshe asinaha virago vijitendriyaha bhavayedekamatmanam tamanantamananyadhihi. Together. Vivikta deshe asinaha virago vijitendriyaha bhavayedekamatmanam tamanantamananyadhihi. So Bhagavan is saying how to do meditation. First instruction is Vivikta dese asinaha. Asinaha ante he must sit, meditator. Where he should sit, Swamiji? Vivikta deshe, in a solitude, in solitude. Or if you want Samskrita padam, in ekanta pradesam. In solitude, he must sit. He should not try to do meditation railway station, or he should not show off himself. Some we also will do if that what we call, if the punch is little more, we want to meditation wherever we go. Because a little sattva will come. It is not, the meditation is not to show to people, or it should not be like that. Actually, Mahatmas, many people, they say, Bhagavat Seva itself rahasyam. I cannot put boards, you know, I am doing so much seva to God. It is a laughable thing. Bhagavat Seva itself a rahasyam. We cannot say, Swamiji, Swamiji, in today's temple, do you know, I have chanted so many chants and mantras. Bhagavat Seva, you cannot express anywhere. This is completely to you and your God. This is very sacred vyavahara. Rahasyam between Bhakta and Bhagavan. So that we should maintain. Vivikta desa sevitvam. Meditator should sit in solitude. And many people, they say, what do you mean by solitude, Swamiji? They say, it should be a quiet place and quiet time we need to do meditation. These two, Desha and Kala. Quiet place, quiet time. It may be in our house also, okay, but it should be quiet place. Swamiji, in that temple, Swamiji, my mind will be very pure and quiet. You can do there. Or in one room, one puja gadi, Swamiji, my puja gadi is my meditation room. So it should be quiet room also we need, one thing. Second thing is quiet time. In midst of heavy traffic time, we cannot do meditation. That's why they say this Adhyatmika sadhana we should do in Brahma Muhurta. Brahma Muhurta means early morning 4:30 somewhere. That time itself is called like Brahma Muhurta. As the Brahman is there, nothing else. We don't need any kind of Muhurta if we start anything that time. Guruji always, to do meditation in Brahma Muhurta, you must sleep early. I slept at 2 o'clock, Swamiji. What meditation I can do if I got up at 4 o'clock and do? No, mind cannot cooperate. Or evening time, Swamiji. All my office jobs are over. Very nice. In house also, nobody will be there that time. So I sit and I meditation on myself. Quiet place and quiet time. He gives very nice example. For example, our office time is 7:30 a.m. You cannot start meditation at 7:15 a.m. because it cannot be quiet. You already engaged. You already kept some job in the mind. So mind cannot cooperate to meditation. For example, office timing at 7:30 a.m. If you do meditation at 6 a.m., then it is completely okay. Because you know, lot of time is there. Freely I can do my meditation. Job time, all this happened to us. Because, our acharam, I want to do meditation, I want to do dhyanam or japam, 100, 200. At the same time, I want to run for office for time. That is not japam, that is not. You must prepare yourself little early on. So, quiet time, quiet place. Mind should be, we should give complete mind availability to that practice. That's why many times Puj Guruji says, God never says our ability and inability. Whether we are able or unable, he doesn't mind. God sees our availability, he says. We must give complete availability of the mind to the meditation. And asinaha and clear instructions, actually they say, we must do meditation in chair or we must do meditation in standing. We must sit in proper asanam and then we do. In Yoga Shastra, asanam is one practice. Swamiji, my body is not cooperating. No, your body will cooperate if you train it. We don't train our body properly, so slowly it becomes like that. So asanam, whenever we do puja, whenever we do dhyanam, we must sit on ground, whether it is a sukhasanam or padmasanam, whatever that asanam. And in that asanam only we should do this practice. In Ashtanga Yoga, asanam is one practice. Meditator should start. And finally, that Mahatma Patanjali, he gives, if you can sit 2.5 hours in a single posture, then you got asana siddhi. That is one kind of siddhi. That name of siddhi is called asana siddhi. 2.5 hours that sadhaka can sit quietly in one asana. He got it. So asana. Swamiji, practically I cannot do some. Then other things are there. You can meditate. You can do meditation sitting in a chair or so and so, so and so, we can say. And the asanam should be sthiram and sukham. It should be qualified by stiram means it should be stable. You cannot move here and there when you do meditation. Stiram. And sukham. Sukham means it should not give any pain to me. Yeah, किधर भी दर्द नहीं देने का. Sukham, pleasant sitting, and stiram. Stiram means stable. Stability also should be there, and sukham also should be there. These two should be there in meditation posture. Stiram and sukham. And then they give one more instruction, that is, our backbone and our neck and our head should be in a single line. Sira, Kaya, Griva, in Bhagavad Gita, Swami says. Our head, neck, and backbone, they should be straight. And that should be natural also. You don't stiff it. Sukham always should be there. There is no need to stiff. Slowly it will get if we practice. So this way you must sit in a solitude place. Quiet place, quiet time, quiet body, and stable body. Pleasantly it sat. Then one portion of preparation we done. By the way, Gurudev used to say, when in his meditation postures, first that student will sit in a perpendicularly. Perpendicularly means 90 degrees. Slowly this perpendicularity becomes question mark. Question marks means slowly that student will bend. Question mark. And slowly this head will touch his chest. Matlab he slept. If you ask them, what are you doing? Swamiji asking me to go inside, go inside, go inside. Physically, I am going inside. This is not called asanam. How much time you do, it should be stiram and it should be sukham. You cannot get up from the meditation with pain, body pains. Moreover, if we get up from the meditation, we should be very much energetic, very much active. Your drishti, you can identify, my sight is changed now. Pavana drishti, shuddha drishti. As it is, we can see. Quiet mind. It should be after asanam, if you get up. So this way, Bhagavan is giving the first instruction is Vivikta dese asinam. You have sat. Then what should I do, Swamiji? Viragaha vijitendriyaha. Two makeups you have to do, my dear student. What are the two makeups, Swamiji? One is called vijitendriyaha. You must conquer your senses. Indriya means sense. Vijitendriya means you must conquer your sense organs. Vijitendriyaha. Conquering sense organs means what, Swamiji? You must stop their job. Then what is the job of the sense organs, Swamiji? Job of the sense organs is perception of the world. Reception of the world will be done by the sense organs. You must break it. Instruct that eye, don't see, don't smell, don't taste, don't hear any sound, don't touch any object. Gurudev used to say, don't put chewing gum while doing meditation. You know, this implication is so far. Don't put chewing gum means you do chewing of this world and you want to do meditation on Brahman, throw it and then sit. Don't put chewing gum while meditation. We chew this world, chapa, 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 and then we want to do meditation on Brahman. No, first clear it, throw it out. So this is called Vijitendriya. Don't chew more the world in seat of meditation. And moreover, another way they can say, you sit alone in the meditation. Swamiji, me and my wife both will sit and do meditation. This is not yajna yagadi karma to do pati patni, that activity. In yajna yagadi karma, it is allowed. Bharya sameta, we can sit and we can do yajna yagadi karma, but for meditation is you alone. That is called Vijitendriyam. If she also sits, then we start thinking what she is meditating, what he is meditating. So Vijitendriya means drop all kind of sense attachments. Vijitendriya, that chewing gum, we must throw it out and we can sit in the meditation. And viragaha. And next one, Swamiji. After Vijitendriya, okay, now my senses are not receiving any worldly objects. I am alone. Next, viragaha means instruct that mind not to go out. In Sthita Prajna Lakshana talk of Pujya Gurudev, you must have heard this one. Very, very important and very, very useful thought he has given. He says, for example, every day we go into world. Whatsoever, we go into world. There are two reasons, because of them only we go into the world. One reason is, our mind will say, this is called sankalpam. Our mind will say, let us go to that mall. Something is there. We can go see and hear and something. Come, and it will pressure and it will take out of home. Who? Our mind. Because of this pressure, this jiva will go outside into that world. This is one reason. Another reason is charming of the world. Some objects in the world, they charm very much. So they attract us. Come, I am very beautiful. I am very tasteful. And they pull us. These two are the reasons, because of them, this jiva is going outside. In meditation, Gurudev says, keep the outside world outside. Keep the inside mind inside. Then you will be successful meditator. Because mind is our inner instrument. Keep it inside. Don't allow it to go. Objects are outside. Don't allow them to come inside. Let them go out. They should be out. Then you can focus on Brahman. See how beautifully he said. This instrument is inner instrument. Keep it as inner. They are outer objects. Let them out. Vijitendriya means you cut this connection. You kept all the objects outside only. Because we closed our sensors. Okay? Half problem is solved. Second one is viragaha. Viragaha means instruct that mind. Don't encourage any worldly thoughts. In Bhagavad Gita, they say Sarva Sankalpa Sannyasi. You must renounce all kinds of sankalpas, at least during the time of meditation. At least during the time of meditation, instruct that mind. Now don't put any kind of worldly thought. This is the time to meditate. Guruji says, for example, you are the boss of the office and some great CEO from another company, he wants to meet with you. You gave your appointment like 10:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. to him. What you do? For all your staff, for all your office staff, you instruct. During 10:30 to 11:30, don't disturb me. Don't give any calls inside. Nobody should enter. You know why? Because I have a great appointment. In the same way, during the meditation time, you must instruct that mind, don't give any calls, don't give any disturbance. You just be outside. I have an appointment with Atma. And you and your Atma will, that is called Viraga. That way, we must instruct our mind. See, this is all the preparation. One is called withdrawal of the mind from the outside, and you kept ready for the meditation. Then, Swamiji, what should I do? So the first instruction is Vivikta Dese Asenam. We have done. Second instruction is Vijitendriyaha. You closed all your senses. Vijitendriyaha. And then Viragaha. Viragaha means instructed that mind not to pamper the world or not to think anything of the world. Now you are ready. Then the main part is now we must start to meditate on self. You know, how Swamiji, he said, Bhavayet ekam atmanam. Now our job is bhavana. Bhavana means you must meditate. Another word for meditation is called bhavana. It is not a remote experience, sir. We meditate on worldly objects so nicely. We have that habit of bhavana, meditation. But generally we do meditation on worldly objects or people and so on. No. Now you do that bhavana on ekam atmanam, that one self. In meditation, or you call in bhavana, that meditator, he is no more a thinker. You cannot think there. At the same time, he is no more a questioner. Because you cleared all the questions at the time of reflection only. You are no more, it's very, very subtle point. You are no more thinker, you are no more questioner, you are just a meditator. Meditation is very, very high grade of state of mind. When the mind is in doubts mood, you are a thinker and questioner. Now all doubts are removed. You are a meditator. It is like, I will give one example. It is like, this is also example from Guruji. For example, I ask you, bring a glass of water. As I said, bring a glass of water, you know it's important. If you again think, what is called water? What is called a glass? How can I bring this glass up? Why he is asking now? If you have all these things, you are not a meditator. You need again Sravanam and Mananam. As I said, you just understand. This is called Tattva Jnanartha Darshanam. That Darshanam should be there for the meditator. The Tattva Jnanam, what it is saying, you can see it. There is no struggle in it. He is meditator. This is the example. If I ask, bring a glass of water, you need not think anything. You just brought it. In the same way, meditator should be that state. No questions, no thinking, just he can glide into that meaning. Tattva Jnanartha Darshana Sthiti. He is the meditator. That is called Bhavana. It is a great qualification for that meditator. Bhavayet ekam atmanam. What kind of Atma it is, Swamiji? Anantam. This Atma is beyond gross, beyond subtle, beyond causal bodies. Matlab Atma is unconditioned, or we can say infinite, no limitations to it. These three have limitations: gross body and subtle body, causal body, they have limitations. But you are that Atma is Anantam. Anantam means no limitations. That Anantam. How should I do meditation, Swamiji? Ananya Dhihi. Ananya Dhihi means you are not separate from it. Anya means separate. Ananya means I am not separate from it. That Atma is nothing but me only. That is called Ananya Dhihi. With that buddhi, you meditate on Ananta Eka Atma. Then complete process you have completed. This is called meditation. Bhavayed Ekam Atmanam. Meditation without any sense of duality. No Dvaitam. Vivikta Deshe Asinaha Virago Vijitendriyaha Bhavayedekamatmanam Tamanantam Ananyadhihi. That we must get. And Bhagavan says some more thoughts. Repeat after me. Atmanye Vakhilam Drishyam Pravilapya Dhiya Sudhihi. Bhavayedekamatmanam Nirmalakashavat sada. Together. Atmanye Vakhilam Drishyam Pravilapya Dhiya Sudhihi Bhavayedekamatmanam Nirmalakashavat sada. Common point between 38 and 39 is Bhavayedekamatmanam. So these are all meditation verses. In Viveka Chodamani also that portion is there. There Bhagavan Shankaracharya says Brahma Tattvamasi Bhavayatmani. Beautiful. 11 verses are there. How to do meditation. So here 2 verses only. The Makutam is called Bhavayet Ekamatmanam. You must meditate on that one self. How, Swamiji? In this 39th verse, Bhagavan is saying, Atmani Eva Akhilam Drishyam Pravilapya. This is the instruction he wants to give. What should you do in meditation? Pravilapya. Pravilapya means you must dissolve. You must dissolve. What should I dissolve, Swamiji? Drishyam Akhilam. Entire scene. Scene means here entire world. So you must dissolve entire world. Where, Swamiji? Atmani Eva. In Atman only. This is the job you must do in meditation. This is also very, very important instruction. What should I do, Swamiji, in meditation? You must dissolve entire world in Atma. Entire Drishyam in Atma. That is the job you must do. then people will think, how can I dissolve this entire world, Drishyam, into Atma, Swamiji? They say this is called, one book is also called, they say this is called Drugdrishya Vivekam. You must know who is the Drashta, seer or illuminator. And you must know what is seen, illuminated. One is called Drashta, Drik. Another is called Drishyam. Slowly turn your mind attention from Drishyam to Drashta. That is called Pravilapya. So mind is no more with the seen. Now mind is one with seer. Thought pattern ended. Process of thinking ended. Thoughter ended. Only that pure consciousness where no thoughts remains. He is the illuminator. He is the drik. He is the drashta. This job is called pravilapyam, dissolving the drishyam into drashta. Swamiji, how should we do this, Swamiji? They say, for example, this is watch. So we all see watch because it is an object, it has a shape, it has a color, it has an activity, everything. So we are seeing watch. Seeing watch. Now the second thought is, because of whom I can see this watch? Because of whom I can see the watch? That answer is because of eyes. Little slowly withdraw your attention from watch to eyes. Okay, yes, Swami. Because of eyes only, I can see the objects. And the next thought is, because of whom this eyes can see? That is my mind. Because of thought only, I can function. Mind should pass through the sense organs, then only they will be active. If not, we say he is an absence of mind. Somebody wishes me, Hari Om Swamiji, Hari Om Swamiji, Hari Om. This Swami is not responded. That man thought, Arey, this Swamiji was okay earlier. Now he became so arrogant. I wished him Hari Om Swamiji, but he is not responded. And the next day when Swami was very happy, that time Swamiji, I wished yesterday, but you have not responded. The Swamiji wished yesterday. Who wished me? I am not aware of it because my mind was not there here. So turn your attention from the sense organs to mind. Mind is nothing but thoughts. And any form of thought is nothing but mind only. We may appreciate some thoughts. We may dislike some thoughts. Some thoughts may be agitated. Some thoughts may be dull. Some thoughts may be peaceful. They say in Sanskrit language, they are called Shanta Vritti, Ghora Vritti, Moda Vritti. Vrittis are three types. Some are belong to Shanta Vritti, very pleasant and we respect them, very holy. Some are Ghora Vritti, very agitative. Some are Moda. Moda means like sleeping, dull, inactivity. These three only. So all kinds of thoughts are nothing but mind only. Turn your attention, this meditator attention, from the type of thoughts to who is illumining all the thoughts without any change. He is not peaceful, he is not agitated, he is not dull. He is the knower of the peace He is the knower of the agitation. He is the knower of even that inactivity also. That final knower, final illuminator, you reach him. That is called dissolving entire world into that drashta. Bhagavan is saying that Atmani eva akhilam drishyam pravilapya. Who can do this, Swamiji? Who is the eligible person for the meditation? Sudhihi. Sudhihi means, dhi means intellect. Sudhihi means polished intellect wala. He polished his buddhi. That's why he can do this process. Okay. Swamiji, whom do you call as Sudhi? Sudhi means he should qualified by two activities. One is called purity of mind. Second one is called clarity in knowledge. This way we can get that Sudhi. Our mind should be pure. Ahankara rahita, swardha rahita, all accommodative, pure mind. At the same time, our value-based life is. In Bhagavad Gita, he says, Amanitvam, Adambitvam, Ahimsa, Kshanti Rajyavam, Acharyopasanam, Ityadi. With all that values, we purified our mind. Second one is clarity in knowledge. You know perfect knowledge of Brahma. What is Atma and its nature? What is Anatma and its nature? That clarity also you have. If you have these two, you are called as Sudhi. Good student. This good student is the eligible person for the meditation. And he can do this pravilapyam, this process in the meditation, and that pure consciousness he is. And this is not any physical activity, sir. Dhiya. Dhiya means with mind only you should do this. My master said, dissolve all the world, break all the world, and we start to breaking the matter. This is not the breaking with mind on. Dhiya. With Dhiya, you must do. And then what you will get, Swamiji? Nirmala Akasavat Sada. You will be always like pure space. Pure space is always pure. Atmosphere may changes. It can give accommodation all kinds of atmospheres. All kinds of clouds can come and dance and whatever they do, but the space is always pure. Nirmala Akasavat Sada. That pure Chaitanya is me. That is the result from the meditation. Not any Deha Mano Buddhi. They are all Drishya. You can see mind. You can see intellect. You can see sense organs. You can see physical body and its attachments. You are that pure Nirmala Akashavat Sada Chaitanyam, where no thought. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamivavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.